My second argument for why the right should stop attacking homosexuality is that most homosexual behaviors are non-coercive and thus not a justified focus for the energies of right-wing reformers. Most acts that two consenting adults perform in private do not harm any other person. What a homosexual couple does, even if it is somewhat damaging to the health of those involved, does not affect my health or your health in any way. There are indeed instances of immoral homosexual behavior, but they do not arise out of homosexuality as such. For example, a married man with children who abandons his family and neglects to support it in order to have a homosexual love affair is violating a promise he explicitly made to his family. He is thus guilty of dishonesty and a breach of contractual obligation, and he can be condemned on that ground. But if he were to abandon his family to have a heterosexual love affair, his vice would be no less for it. It is the abandonment, not the homosexuality, that is the issue here. If this man were romantically unattached and had no spouse or children, he could engage in any affairs he pleased without hurting any outside parties. If he were reckless, he might still hurt himself. But this is not the concern of anyone except those of his friends, who deeply care about his welfare. From the perspective of outside parties, especially political activists on the right, it would be absurd to expend tremendous energy on attempting to suppress a non-coercive behavior when many genuinely coercive behaviors abound. Governments keep getting bigger and attempt to suppress ever more economic and personal freedoms. When the government is stealing one's money by stealth via inflation, imposing burdensome taxes and regulations on every front, screening all passengers at airports, sometimes to the detriment of their dignity, and always to the detriment of their convenience, and arresting 6-year-old children, why should anyone expend 1 iota of resources on attacking individuals who harm no one in the choices they make? If those on the right truly desire to meaningfully improve quality of life in the Western world, they should target the coercers first, be they actual violent criminals or police state governments that are emerging, often with the tacit consent of self-proclaimed conservatives. Why worry about what other people do in their bedrooms when some highly powerful, brutal, and militant people want to take away your liberty, your property, and, if they had the chance to do it, your life? Moreover, if many homosexual couples wish to call their relationship a marriage, and to have it treated as such by law, those on the right need to recognize that this is, at best, a semantic issue, and not a case of genuine coercion against anybody, as anybody is still free to characterize any relationship using any words whatsoever. If one wanted to, one could call a homosexual union a trigfuljig, and no harm or penalty would result from it. Moreover, the existence of a legal class of homosexual marriages would not change the fact that homosexual marriages are different from heterosexual marriages, just by the fact that different gender compositions are involved. The existence of homosexual marriages would not alter the nature of heterosexual marriages, nor would it render heterosexual marriages any less stable, respectable, or important. Besides, if marriage is used non-traditionally in legal documents, this would not make said documents any less readable or comprehensible than they already are.